What's up guys, it's Larko and I'm back today with a top 4 assault rifle weapons video. I recently done a top 5 weapons video and I felt like I left a few ARs out there I did want to put in, but I didn't want to do some honorable mentions, so instead I'm just doing an entire video dedicated to the assault rifle class. So for number 1 we have the M5A3. Now I normally run the Fusion Hollow along with the standard issue extended, STNR laser sight and then the wrap suppressor. However, as of recently I found myself using the iron sights a hell of a lot more, and I've always used these quite a bit. I don't know why, I just absolutely love the iron sights on this weapon. And if I'm not going to be suppressed, I then pair them with the shortened barrel for close range combat. Because at medium range, the wrap suppressor and the iron sights feel so unbelievably nice. And if I'm ever running McKay, then I use the LWG grip. Footage in the background you're going to be seeing is probably from my most recent video on the M5A3. I had a pretty good game on Flashpoint with Snooze, and yeah, the M5A3, like, it used to be ridiculous before they added all the bullet dispersion stuff. It's a lot more tame now, I gotta admit, and I've never really been a fan of a shortened barrel, especially paired with the close combat rounds. Like, I never enjoyed that. But yeah, I've come around to the shortened barrel a lot more recently and I'm enjoying it a lot, I gotta admit. But if I'm definitely going to be into that medium range combat zone, I will without a doubt swap to the wrap suppressor over the shortened barrel. So for number 2 on the list, I have the AM40. Now, I normally run the Fusion Hollow paired with the standard issue drum, the MGL laser sight, and then the wrap suppressor. The thing is with the AM40, this used to be one of my favorite weapons, and then after all the bullet dispersion stuff that was added, it just, oh my god, I barely use it anymore, especially when it came to mid-range combat. Because even though this weapon has like a high rate of fire, it had a fair amount of recoil, and before bullet dispersion, you could use this at mid-range. You still can now, but I find it's a little bit temperamental. If I'm not going to be suppressed though, I run the tactical compensator. I am tempted to use the normal barrel as well and just see how that works, because I don't know, the tac comp, it just doesn't feel great at the moment in my opinion. I'll tell you what, I've actually swapped that to the factory barrel instead. The AM40 though, it is a great weapon, especially at CQC. The iron sights are also very nice for this weapon along with the K8 Hollow. It's a very good close to medium range weapon, but yeah, I feel like you really need to hit your shots, and I find like burst firing isn't very good on this weapon, or at least from my experience. I have also just equipped the high power extended too. I'm going to give it some testing for medium range combat. I haven't used it in a very long time. Before I mention that just in case, but yeah, this weapon works very well for Haven if you're playing a lot of that at the moment. So the third weapon I have here is the RM68. I normally run the Fusion Hollow with the standard issue extended along with the MGL laser sight and then the shortened barrel. If I know I'm going to be in medium range combat quite a bit, then I will swap to the tac comp. I have actually just swapped this out because for some reason I have the champion muzzle brake on there. But the standard issue extended with a shortened barrel work very good at close to medium range anyway. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can use the close combat rounds, but they only supposedly increase your rate of fire by 20, which isn't a lot. But the RM68 is still like a very formidable weapon on this game. I haven't included the VHX in this video just because I'm sick of seeing it and I feel like that gun needs to be just buried. It needs to just be chucked in the bin and burned. I absolutely despise the VHX. I don't want to see anyone using it, but I know there's a few people running about with it still. So for number 4 here, I have the AK5C. Now this is a bit of a weird build. So on this AI, you can actually have a master key. So I normally run the Fusion Hollow along with the Subsonics for master key and then the Type 4 heavy suppressor. If I'm not being super stealthy at close range, I will swap to the standard issue extended. And sometimes I even favor the close combat for the higher rate of fire. It really depends on the situation. Like if you're being all defensive and camping, then the Type 4 heavy suppressor, Subsonics and master key will work very well. But maybe you're running around pushing, maybe you want to run the close combats instead with the Type 4 or maybe even the wrap suppressor. It completely depends on the situation you're in. If you've seen Ender's recent video as well, then you should know that the close combat rounds have actually been bugged. So if you use the extended version, they don't give you the correct rate of fire for some reason. And there's another discrepancy with the Subsonics too. I can't remember what it is exactly. I'm hoping it gets fixed soon. The AK5C all around was a very mid-tier weapon until I tried this Type 4 heavy suppressor, Subsonics, and then master key setup. I've always been running the master key on this weapon since I unlocked it, as it is very good. And it's also brilliant at one-shotting them super close, sweaty players. Because if you get matched against like an AC9 or something, you're probably going to lose. But the master key, if you're good at aiming, can instantly shut them players down. It's a very weird build. I've even got the heavy barrel on here as well because I'm still testing it out. Overall, the weapon does feel like a very mid-range gun. Even with the Subsonics, the rate of fire is 100 slower than the close combat. So if you don't really care about tracer visibility and then completely being removed off the map, then the close combats might be the better way to go. But the Subsonics paired with the Type 4 completely keep you off the map. This is definitely a weapon that you want to give a go. You're probably wondering why I'm using the Type 4 heavy suppressor along with the subsonics, and it's because there aren't actually many negatives when it comes to the subsonic rounds on it. I'll link Sorrow's stat sheet in the description. My mate Miz, who helps with these sheets, recently posted in our Discord that it's been updated, so if you want to see accurate stats of all the weapon attachments and stuff, then definitely check that out. I'll leave it in the description. But yeah, Subsonics, Type 4 Heavy Suppressor, and Master Key, god, it is a very, very toxic loadout to keep you off of the map. And at close range, you're going to have people raging.